Howdy. Welcome to Practical Principles. This is Practical Prince. We're doing Talking Tarot, so go ahead and drop your questions in. Or if you just want to hang out and chat, that works too. If we have a lot of people, we'll just have a line. And if you need to go, that's fine. I'll still answer the question. It'll just be on the video for you to view when you can come back to it. So, hope you're doing well, and hope the week's starting off good. And now I start shuffling. Every day. So yeah, still working on bank account. I found a bank. They're not taking applications though, so got to figure out what I'm going to do in the meantime. But I'm setting up a link tree, and I'll try to spread that to all the different apps and whatnot, so that you'll be able to easily find my stuff from any one of the locations you happen to stumble across. So that will be up in a bit. And oh yeah, I'm going to include that on these in the description for these streams. So that's why I haven't sent out the. Hey Ben, that's why I haven't created the Wednesday stream yet, because I'm hoping to have that done to add to that. How's it going? But that'll be up soon. Hope you're doing well. If you've got a question, go ahead and ask. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll just hang out and chat. And I'll finish shuffling cards. Oh, you're fine. It's all good. I should learn to monologue. How would that go? Ooh. There's a few different aspects to that. Sorry, I just gotta figure out which deck that's gonna be. It's either gonna be Prisma or Destiny. Could be either, and maybe we'll use both, because there's a few different aspects we could touch on, because it might be good experience that does not end well. So that might still be like personally the best route for you. Let's let's go with the Destiny deck. And we'll go ahead and highlight your question. Okay. And it takes me a while because I go through the cards, sensing which ones are supposed to be included, and then in this case, it might take me a while to also put it in the spread and figure out what it means. So if I'm quiet, which I almost certainly will be, that's why. So don't get too worried. And one card. Okay, thanks. Okay, I think I found all the cards. I get something of a progression. But yeah, I'm not too clear on what kind. So we'll go ahead and show you the cards. So first, these are a tempered pair. So there's this primary card in front. That's the main influence, but it is tempered. It's moderated by the second card behind it. And then there's a third card. This seems to be a bit farther out. In fact, let me sketch that a bit. Just as far as whatever this progression is, I'm not convinced that it's through time. But I mean, a lot of other progressions would be along a time axis anyways. So, anyways, flipping cards, we've got Queen of Pentacles. Here we've got the Knight of Pentacles, tempered by the Four of Cups. And then farther in that future, we've got Death, which isn't as bad as it sounds, but we'll want to read up. So, high level, Queen of Pentacles, that's a pretty caring, compassionate influence. I mean, you've got the notes of maternal and wisdom. I wouldn't expect you to be a mother, given that your name's Ben, but forgive me if that's stereotyping much. But that doesn't mean, as a man, presumably, that you can be any less caring or wise. This might be the starting place, is sort of what I'm feeling. Here we've got the Knight committed, detailed, so that's good for getting into the endeavor, but the thing tempering it is a Four of Cups. There's a restlessness, and the other word here is boredom. So, I mean, it seems like it might be a new thing for a while, and you'll learn different things. But I feel like it might get old for you after a while. And then in the end, ultimately, you have a death isn't literal death. The keywords here are transform and change. Something fundamental gives out in your life, a pillar that you've built on, and you restructure. And I guess gives out might be the wrong way. That's more the Tower. But there's a fundamental shift, a change. So, yeah. And so it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could definitely be a change for the better. It's a major change, regardless of which way it is. But yeah. So as far as speaking to I mean, for you as a person, I mean, you would evolve. As far as the like financial side of it goes, I don't necessarily know. I mean, death, the most natural explanation would be something like hitting rock bottom. Stuff fails, you lose all your money, blah, blah, blah. But on the other side, like if you hit the jackpot lottery sort of thing and you're just flowing with cash, like that can literally transform the way you view the world. So It sounds like it would be an extreme either way. I guess I'm a little worried about the influence of the Four of Cups. Um, I mean, you've got the commitment and you've got the attention to detail from the Knight of Pentacles. But that restlessness and that boredom, I mean, I don't know that this would be a long-term thing for you. It might be fun, it might be informative, very educational, and it's empowering to learn that sort of stuff, but I don't know that it would be a lasting thing. Um, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, can I get anything more on death? Not really. Odds are it goes towards the rock bottom scenario, but I don't necessarily have a strong feeling that it goes that way. So, yeah. I don't know financially if you're better or worse off. Um, as a person, it's not bad. It might be a little long. Yeah, I don't see it really lasting long term, but there's nothing bad about it short term. And short term could even be like a number of years. So um, I don't imagine this is a 1 day thing. But um, so yeah, whether you want to put that in, I think that's totally fine. Um, I'm curious what that change in perspective ends up being. Um, but yeah, some of that might be more unique to your situation than I can really key into. So, hope that was good. Was that helpful? No problem. I'll go ahead and start shuffling. You're welcome to hang out and we can chat, or if you've got other questions, we could do those. It's a slow day today, so you've got the floor to yourself, basically. And otherwise, I'll just monologue at some point. We could do a spread machine thing. It's been a while since I've done that. Do a read for myself, basically. I don't know that I necessarily have a question. So, I mean, we can do it just for fun. And that's all right, but then it's, I mean, low stakes. So, you get what you put in. I feel like we'll be using the other decks. So let's go ahead and look this forward. Yeah, leaning towards Prisma. We can go ahead and shuffle some. Guess I'm doing a read for myself at this point. I feel like normally we're experimenting with the spread machine, but I guess it's just me today. So let's see. Oh, and I guess we can switch the caption since we're done for now. On that one, at least. Let's see. Is there more? Where is it? Okay, 8 cards. Now, what did you pick out? And what do they mean? Yeah. Um, I think I might recommend books over meditation. I mean, because if boredom is the issue, it isn't usually that you need to calm down. It's just that your energy level is higher. Default is at a higher level. So books that are engaging um, is a great way to burn or direct some of that excess energy, whichever way you want to go about that. Um, there are some newer meditations that aren't just the sit still, nothing sort of thing. Um, I want to say my brother-in-law and my sister were doing this meditation once that was like moving with a particular rhythm to this music or something. And he liked that one because there was enough mental energy in maintaining the pattern, um, that was a better meditative state for him, um, uh, easier to access than just the empty focus on nothing. Um, so yeah, as far as like tempering the boredom, that would be a good thing. Um, Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's figuring an outlet, and that's basically what you're getting at with maybe meditation or books. If you could try doing sports regularly, I don't know if you have a kind that you like that you could do pickup, or I don't know. My sister might recommend crocheting. I don't know if that's a thing you're into. Um, she would just carry around crochet stuff, and it was something she could do with her hands. Um, so a little more productive than a fidget widget thing. Um, yeah, I'm just. It's good that you're trying to direct it. I don't know that it would make you any less susceptible to overreacting to stuff, which in financial situations isn't great. I mean, some people get lucky and they time the market at a perfect spot, but um, a lot of the fear with investing, I mean, good practices just sit and hold, which is a rather boring thing, and rebalance every now and then to diversify and whatnot. Um, so, yeah, I don't want you to be in a place where you panic sell and it all just, you lose it all in a sense. You lock in that loss. Um, but I don't know that there's a good way. Yeah. And you'll have to judge that for the most part. Um, Whether you're secure enough in your position and whatnot, in the stance you've taken, in the long term, really, that's a huge part of it. Um, focusing on that as opposed to the short term. Because otherwise, it's what's the Christian text? It's every way of the wind or something like that you blow with. Something like that, which financially not good, not recommended. So yeah, it's good that you're trying to figure out what to do about that. And it might just be trial and error, which is unfortunately the answer to a few problems, a few common human problems. So, and people who don't go through the trial and error, well, suffer for the lack of experience and get burned. So, better now than later. So, moderately tempered, and this one. What was that? Is it also moderately tempered? Loosely tempered. Okay. Okay. And now to figure out what this spread is about. So this one ended up, I don't know if you can even see them all, ended up in a spiral. So our center point, and then looping out. This one is loosely tempered. There's the primary, and then there's the secondary slightly on it, and then moderately tempered. So not as strong a connection as you had in your reading, but still a tempering influence. So starting at 8 of chalices, the mist wandering through. Harvest just holding on and working through it. And we've got 5 of swords. Oh, set that down. The competition, the fight. The recommendation in this deck is to, well, get away from that. Drop your weapons and follow the butterfly. So this could be, well, it could either be about job search or it could be about furthering my tarot business or lack thereof, as it currently is. Yeah, the 5 of swords. I'm a pretty agreeable fellow, so the fact that there is a disagreement that I might need to step away from. I mean, tarot is not necessarily well accepted in my faith, so it could be just accepting that and walking away. Going on, we've got the Chariot. I'm going to double check on that. I don't get that too often. In this case, they depicted it with a car, but actually, let me just go ahead and zoom in so you guys can get a little more of the art. So the misty 8 of chalices, the cold, somewhat bitter 5 of swords, the guy dropping his swords to chase the butterfly. And then, I don't know if that's supposed to mimic a Mustang or something, but a card, the Chariot's getting somewhere. It's going. What that is, though, I'm not too sure of. But presumably that's what we're getting to. Over here, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, riding a unicorn. I'll have to double check the meaning on that one. That might be the knight in shining armor. I mean, there's 4 knights, one for each suit. but they're going to have their unique twists. Yeah, I'm going to have to double check on that. For our loosely moderated, we've got the Emperor, tempered a little bit by Page of Pentacles. We've been blessed with an opportunity in the beginning. So I wonder if there's a note of gratitude there. But the Emperor, that's usually about authority, control. This one, I mean, this would be a bit more of a tyrannical depiction. But yeah. Which makes me wonder where this leads to in the long part. Temperance. Moderation of some sort. And that's moderated by the Knight of Wands. It's pretty creative if I remember right. But I'm going to keep that moderate there and the loose there. I'm just going to have to read up on the... Oh, I should probably just do the Chariot onwards. I mean, Temperance is clear enough. And I'm pretty sure I know the Emperor, but this deck might have a particular twist. Or focus, I suppose, would be the better word. So let me set this aside. Not Cosmic Prisma. So yeah, we'll just do the Chariot. Just start, pick up there. Willpower, self-assured, confidence moving forwards. Being completely self-assured is a rare and glorious moment. If through careful preparation, self-discipline, and steady determination you find yourself a victor, you have every right to be proud of your accomplishments. Direct this energy into further efforts. Have total confidence in your abilities. You've clearly demonstrated to yourself and to the world what you can achieve. Forge on, refusing to let any obstacles stand in your way. Okay. So far, I'm inclined to think this is leaning more towards the tarot as opposed to job search situation. Let's go to the Knight of Pentacles. Fixated on money, growing dependent, losing meaning. The Knight is a conflicted creature. Having attained no small degree of success, he grows dependent on the tokens that have carried him safely thus far. He no longer sees their interconnected beauty, merely their utility. He is fixated on furthering his causes. If you pull this Knight in a reading, know that you may need to back off a little. Take a broader view. Appreciate the magic that makes your lifestyle possible. Otherwise, you will face a Pyrrhic victory devoid of meaning or gratification. A fair concern. I mean, so FYI for me, there's this tarot which currently makes no money. Not that I've given it that opportunity. But then my other skill set is in programming. So fairly lucrative right now. So if I did go towards tarot, there is probably the concern that it is a very different supply of money. So, but yeah. I think what they're trying to depict there, his unicorn, is really just a horse to him, despite its majesty. Let's go on to the Emperor. Power, focused growth, influential. When you exude the Emperor's energy, you might naturally fall into a position of power. Take care to use your increased influence for good. Try not to become superior to those around you, but rather foster them in a way that allows for growth. By building others up, you improve the quality of life for your community as a whole. Which, yeah. So just warning about when you're in charge in power. And then the loosely tempered Page of Pentacles. Well, the page is what's loosely tempering the Emperor. Right page. Financial gift, new skill, security. When you draw this card, you have been handed a gift from the universe. This could be anything: a new job, a loan or inheritance, even a budding relationship. Could be some untapped talent within yourself you are just beginning to realize. Whatever it is, it will further your reach in the material world. Use the jaunty confidence of the page to break ground on your new endeavor. There is the promise of greater wealth, security, and influence. It's a good time to be alive, so enjoy it. Interesting. I wonder what the new thing would it be? Talent, maybe. A job, possibly. Inheritance. I mean, probably not. My folks are looking well so far, so I doubt it's that. So probably talent or job. So I'll need to look at the job interpretation and see if that holds as well. But this is only loosely tempering the emperor, which makes sense. So might be that budding community being given. Something along those lines. Okay. And then temperance. There we go. Maintaining balance, moderation, giving. Learning to maintain a balance is essential to survival. Though temptations will perpetually beckon, most sensual delights will prove sweeter in moderation. An excess can be toxic. Don't numb or harm yourself through overindulgence. If you find yourself with more than you need, a neighbor may benefit from your surplus. By sharing with others, life retains its distinct and magnificent flavors. So, yeah. I mean, that one was pretty self-evident. And then the Knight of Wands. And that one was more medium. Okay. Not the Queen, but the Knight. Confidence, surge of energy, passion. The Knight of Wands may portend of a surge in confidence and energy, the fire catching from the spark of the page. But do not depend on the initial fervent swell to see you through to the end. Ultimately, a disciplined strategy will pay greater dividends than a short-lived burst of enthusiasm. Focus on the vision at hand and ask yourself if you are being passionate or merely brash. Tempering the temperance. So, yeah, okay. And we got it on video. I'll probably review that for my own purposes. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I suppose it could have the job alternative to it. Yeah. But we'll see. And I'll reflect on that later. So yeah. Don't know if we've still got Ben. If we picked up someone new, feel free to drop your question in. And otherwise, hopefully you're doing well. Pretty slow day today, so we might call that good. And that's okay. You don't have to do multi-hour streams, so. set that in. Yeah, I think we'll call that good for today. Thanks for dropping in, stopping by. Hope you're doing well. We are streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Obviously, still looking for a job, so when that happens, schedule may change, but I'll start letting you guys know then. And until next time, take care.